Hello everyone, welcome back. In this part, we're going to talk about sets and set methods in JavaScript. Sets are something like an array which is going to hold some value for us in our code, but with some differences. The main differences of sets and arrays is that sets are going to have only unique values. What I mean is that in some array that we have right here, we can have values of, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again we can have 2 right here. But in sets, we can't have this number 2 again after we have that right here. For creating sets, we create simple variable right here, and after that we use this new keyword as same as object, because our set is object itself. Then we use the set right here, and here we put our value. And values we put right here are going to be inside of array. So our set function right here, which is going to create a set for us, is going to receive array from us. So we use this array, and inside of this, we need to have our items right here. And pay attention that we can't have multiple values which are the same. In array, we can have this two times, but here in set, we need to have that only once. So now if we want to print this one, let's say here we don't have this number 4, so these are going to be same, only with difference of this number 2. For listing, if we use this simple console log right here, and pass our set to it and run, you can see that we got this type of printing, which says this set, it has 3 items inside of it, which is number 1, 2, and 3. But what happens if we have another number here too? If we run, you can see we have 4 numbers in there and this 4. But let's say here, we add number 2 again to this array. Now if we run, you can see we can't see that 2 inside of our set. And this function automatically clears duplicated values and only receives unique values. But let's say we want to add another item to our set right here. The way that we can use that is use our set and variable name right here. Let's actually change the name, so you can use any name right here. Let's use A for our set's name, and again A right here, and here in printing too. Way of adding another item to the end of our set is use this add function right here. And here we can put any value that we want. And now if we run, you can see that because we have removed this number 2, we don't have anything right here, and this number 5 added to this set, and in total we have 5 items inside of our set. And of course you can have any type of values you want. Let's say you want to have some words inside of your sets and you want to add that, and if you run, you can see that you're going to have that inside of your set, and it's going to count in the items inside of your set. Let's say here we have this simple set right here of 1, 2, 3, and we want to print only this 1, 2, and 3 separately and not like this. You know that this set is object, and if we use this type of thing of A, which in the index of 1, which is going to refer to this 2, and run our code, we're going to have undefined value. So the way that we can do that is we use one type of our fors that we learned in the previous part, which is let x, for example, of a. And here, if you remember, this of is going to grab value for us. And here, if we console log this a and run our code, you can see actually we need to have the x and not a. If we have this x right here and run our code, you can see that we're going to have number 1, 2, and 3. And pay attention, if you use forIn right here and run this again, you're going to have nothing printing. And that is because we can use only forOff in our set. And this X is going to grab the values each time of looping. Another function and method that we have inside of our sets after this add function right here is has function. And we're going to have this variable of b right here. And here we want to console log our b variable into our console. So this has function is going to receive some parameter from us and checks if our set contains that parameter and value. So let's say we want to put number 1 right here. If we run, you can see that we got value of true. But here, let's say we put number 4 and run our code again, you can see that we got this false value. The next function that we can have here is actually one type of force that we can work with our set, which is our forEach function right here, which, as you know, we need to have some function right here. And in sets, if we want to use this forEach, it's going to receive one value parameter from here, which we use this value, and it's going to run and grab the value of items inside of this. So if we console log that value we have right here, it's going to loop through this set and each time select one of these items. And now if we run, you can see that we got this 1, 2, and 3 right here. Another function that we have in our sets is this values function right here. What this is and what this function does is it's going to return an iterator object of this set for us. And if we use this kind of syntax to save that into some variable, so this p is iterator object with the values of this a set. And if we want the values of this, of course, we can use things we learned in this part, which is going to use this forOff, for example, let's say x of b here, and we want to console log this x. And now if we run, you can see here we got this 1, 2, and 3 inside of our terminal and console. Now let's clear these ones right here, and let's say we have some random numbers inside of our set. Now let's clear this array too. Now here we can use another function of keys, and we need to save that into some variable, and here we use this keys function right here. And what this does is it's going to return again an iterator object with the values in our set. And what I mean is if we console log our b right here and run our code, you can see that here we got this iterator object of our values. So actually this keys function is as same as our values function, because if we run this values function, you can see again we're going to have the same thing going on. So we can do this by using both of this values or keys function. And one other and last function and method we have in our sets is our entries method. And what this does is if we run, you can see that it's going to give us an object with the pair of values. So if we use this method in some other things that we're going to learn later, like maps or other things, it's going to put the key right here or something like of index right here and value beside of it. But because in sets we don't have index or keys, is going to use both values in this format and print this type of object with arrays inside of it which each array is one item's value twice next of each other. Please give a like and subscribe to catch next videos.